Assalamu alaikum. Yes, once again, Kamran is with you, and now today I'm going to present the hospitality back office system, the financial accounting system, and inventory management system. That one is web prolific. Basically, it's a web-based multi-property back office software. It means that we can manage the financial accountings of multiple properties with one application self. By prolific, in terms of introduction, I would say that it's a multi-property financial accounting system, and you can the method of login, there are two methods of login available in the system. One is chain level login and one is property level login. What is the difference? That in the chain level you can manage your master data, and the same master data could be used in the property levels while doing the transactions. Web prolific also covers the purchase management or material control systems. F&B cost control module is also available in the same application. So there are two sub modules available in the system. One is financial accounting system, one is inventory management system. If you talk about a financial accounting system, there it is comprised with five sub modules. One account receivable, accounts payable, general cashier, bank reconciliation, general ledger. If we talk about the inventory management system, there are three sub modules. One is basically inventory management, in which you will have the purchase management system and stock management system. Apart from that thing, you also have the service work order module and F&B cost control, where you can manage your all recipe based calculation for the F&B, where you can get the actual and potential cost of the F&B sales. So now I'm going to present the web prolific, the web-based application system. I just made the icon in my screen. Web prolific is basically it's the web-based application, and of course you can access through the internet browser also, Internet Explorer. This is the main interface of web prolific, and of course for likewise other applications there is a need of the credential which you need to put into the application while login. So here you must have to put the chain ID and property ID. For example, I have one chain ID, TM Hotels Group, and the property ID SRHSP, and my user ID and then password, and this is for the modules. But as such there is no need to select the module, because if you have the rights of specific rights for any module or the set of modules, so it will be appeared in the screen. If you want to change your password, you can use this option. Always keep remember me, so the next time when you will try to log in, so chain ID and property ID, user ID will be saved in the screen itself. So likewise, if I will try to log in with this concept, then it means the system will be logged in as the property level. My property is SRHP, Shelton Hotel Shower, for instance. So but now actually I am willing to log in as a chain level. So I will remove my property ID, and in the place of property ID I will place chain ID, and then I will try to log in. So it means I have logged in into the chain level. Now you see there is a one message is coming that you have exceeded the maximum number of attempts to log in. Your accounts will now be disabled. Please contact the system administrator. If you use the wrong passwords, then system may give you this option. So if your user ID gets logged, you have to contact with your IT administrator of the IT manager of the hotel, and IT department is supposed to unlock your ID. Because of the wrong attempt, the ID could be locked. So now I am going to log in a chain level. This is the main screen of the application, where you can see the accounting software as well as the inventory software, because this web prolific is comprised with two softwares. One is inventory management system, one is accounting, financial accounting. And you can also see the interface here, means web prolific, this account, the back office system. If you have the interface with the PMS, with point of sale, with any other application, then you have to use this interface module to retrieve the data from other applications. System admin for the IT, and one option of in the system admin, you can also use as a user for the log maintenance. For instance, if you are opening one screen and that screen is not being opened, so you can utilize this screen also to release the lock, because of the sometimes because of the improper shutdowns, or sometimes the one screen is being used by one user and you are supposed to access the same screen, then you can use this feature of the application. This is the home button. You click the home and the home screen will be appeared again. This is the theme option. The entire theme you can change into the any other different colors, like I have just chosen the blue color. This is switch to. This is the switch to option is because just now I logged in as a chain level. Chain level is the upper level, and from here it will also allow you to go to the property level. If you have a multiple properties, so it will also show you other properties. On the right side down, you see the dashboard. When you click on over the dashboard, it will give you the outstandings of the debtors and creditors, your revenues, your top 10 debtors, top 10 creditors, the revenue graph figures, revenue and expenses, and cash on hands details. On the left side you can also see the to-do list, where you for example you have some pending things which you are supposed to do in the future in any particular date. For example, for instance, in accounts payable, I have to release one check of one specific supplier, so I can make my to-do list here, and on that day my application will also give me the pop-up, or remind me that this is the pending task which I am supposed to do. So module, for instance, I will take accounts payable module, I will take my company for which I have to make the check, the function, what activity I have to do, so I can mention it here and give the details and save it. So respectively on that day it become my to-do list, and the system will give me the alert as a pending job, and when I will done that job, then from then it will the same task will be appear in done list. On the left side down you will see one option, personalize. Just click here, you will have the option of change of password. Of course, as a user, if you want to change your password, you have to click this one. The calculator X is also available here, because for the accounting sometimes we are in need of the calculator. For the quick menu launch, if you want to make your shortcuts, for instance, I am accounts payable guy and I used to access make PJV screen, payable general voucher, or payment screen, or statement of account of the accounts payable. So I will make the shortcuts here also, instead of clicking accounting and go to the accounting payable module. From there I directly access my screens. Notepad, it is a runtime notepad, whatever, for just for my understanding, for my remembrance, which if I need to keep any note here, so I can recall that those things from the same screen. So whatever I will type, it will be saved on the runtime, and whatever I will remove, it will also be saved on the runtime. User mails, yes, this for instance, I'm an income auditor here, and officially I don't have any email ID, so I want to send something to my financial controller, to my any other colleague, so I can write a mail from here. And because this module will be used just like as a Outlook, as your any user email client tool, but here your recipients are your other users of the same application. And when you will send an email to them, they will get a pop-up window. So let me move to the inventory side. Inventory, as I already mentioned, the inventory comprises with the three modules: inventory itself for F&B cost control, service work orders. Currently, actually, I am in chain level, so I can only deals with the master data setup. Means I can only mention the item list here, item basic parameters, item groups, stores, departments, all the master data required for the uh, inventory. I can manage it here. Let me click here. So the list will come, the purchase order classes, charges means the discounts and other types which I am giving in the purchase orders, rejection reasons which I will use it, units, yes, so whatever the item I am going to create it, so those units will be defined it here. Item groups, so item classification will be defined it here first. Department type, in department type I will create my all stores and the groups of stores and groups of departments, and respectively under that those groups I will create the departments here. For example, one is F&B group, F&B department group, so under that type I have created the multiple outlets and other F&Bs, and as well as the stores. So these are the basic requirement as a master data for to run the inventory system. After the completion of this thing, you have to go to the create modify item, and you can create the item list here, and your system will also give you the support of the Excel. You can download the template and fill that template respectively and upload it from here. So all item list will be appeared in this screen. The supply, in the same way, the supply list here, the text method will be defined it here. GL account setup, yes, so when you will complete your all the master data, the last step is to define the GL accounts. In the GL account setup, you have to do the work store by store wise. For example, for instance, I am clicking one store and then click search, then click user department. If you see there is no user defined it here, it means it stands for that the food store is supposed to receive. So when any item food store is about to receive, then which GL will be linked here? The inventory GL. And after that you see the item group. So specifically if this item group you are supposed to receive, then what GL will be linked here? So at the time of receiving, this GL will be hit. For the general store, we cannot keep the same GLs, because in terms of accounting, always the cleaning supplies, general supplies always have the different GLs. So respectively you have to define the GLs here, but you are not supposed to define the GL because this item group is blank, it means all. So you will, in general store you will not define any GL here. And respectively on the next pages, if I will move, so this is the account department. On the right side you can see the department name. Here are the codes. So whenever you are issuing food store to the account department, what GL will hit? Whenever you are issuing food store to any other department, so what expense GL will hit, you have to define respectively. From the GL account setup, if you will not define any GL, then of course while doing the receiving and issuance, the user could face the error because of the GL is missing. And of course if you, for example, the food item, you don't want that a user could do mistakenly issue to the IT department, so you are not supposed to define any GL from food store to IT department. So like with the same approach, you can also control your inventory guy, in which department he is supposed to issue and in which department he is not supposed to issue the items. This is the chain level, therefore it's only showing the master data related things here. In accountings, Accounting is comprised with accounts payable, receivable, bank reconciliation, general cashiers, and general ledger. As this one is the chain level. So if you talk about the accounts payable, you can see the create, modify AP account list, AP parameters. So your AP supplier groups, you can define it here. Your banks, you can define it here, and account groups. So AP supplier groups, you can define it. A food supplier, beverage supplier, like this, you can define it here. And AP supplier, you can define in create, modify AP account. Here I wish to mention one thing more, that there is no need to define the AP supplier here, because of course your AP suppliers or your inventory suppliers, so those suppliers could be managed in inventory module in vendor setup. So when you will do this, when you will upload the list here, the same list will be appear there. Yes, but in AP side, or yes, some non-inventory supply you can manage it here, but those in whatever the record you will keep it here, it will not be appear in the inventory side, but whatever the record you will upload in the inventory side, it will be visible here also. And here you can do the additional work with those supplier also. You can define the tax numbers, you can define the check name if they want any different check name. So these fields you can fill it up on AP side. In account receivable, the same AR groups can be created here, your clients, and then same here you will create the all the client list, you can make it the AR IDs. This module is the bank reconciliation. Of course, in the property level I will explain it further. This is the general cashiering. In the property level I will mention it. Now comes to the general ledger. In general ledger, the base of the software is from here. And if you go to the general ledger control, the first thing when you I used to install this software, the first thing I configured it, what is the size of your GL. So here it's mentioned the department breakup is about 3 and 7, account breakup is about 7. So respectively, if you go to the chart of account, here you are supposed to create your GLs related with your assets, liabilities, income, expenses, and the GL based upon the same structure as you define in the GL control. And the same, you have the bulk support also available here, where you can download the template and you can fill the template and upload it here. So all GL will be available in your module. You can also use one more module, user defined report setup. Here you can design your financial reports, statutory reports for your profit and loss report, balance sheet. So those report formats can be designed here. You can link your GLs here, and respectively it will give you the output in the property level. You can also design the reports in property level also. And yes, in some multi-property systems, mostly the financial controller prefer to create all the reports here, so nobody will be able to access the reports or modify the reports formats. So all these things is related with the master data setup of the web prolific financial accounting system and inventory management system.